Hi. In this video, I will show you how to use Blender to model any neoclassical building or facade of French and European architecture for your project. And to do it quickly and in record time. For that we will be looking at a very extensive asset pack, comprising of more than 140 models of neoclassical facade elements of rich and unique geometry. This is your shortcut to save enormous amount of time and gain more creativity, freeing yourself from the tedious job of complex modeling. Instead, you can play around with the assets and iterate quickly between endless compositions and designs. You will be slashing your project time and making much more money than if you modeled everything from scratch. With this pack, you can create complete neighborhoods with facades that are all unique and different from each other. It ships with 29 neoclassical windows of different shapes and levels of details and unique styles, modeled after real-world buildings. 6 rich balcony guards of varying complexity. 13 models of modular ground level sections of the facade with a double height. 6 columns and 3 pilasters. 12 beautiful and rich consoles or corbel to support your balconies. 21 models of roof dormer windows and mansard roof balcony doors. Five majestic entrance doors and 5 beautiful pediments to place over doors or windows. 25 luxurious and authentic balcony balusters and balusters posts and runs, finely modeled with strong attention to details. Add to that 7 under window models to place under the sills. To coronet the building, 8 models of ornate friezes to embellish your facade and enrich your cornices. This pack is on sale, and you can get it from the link below. First, unpack the archive and move the Blender file into your local Blender Asset Library folder. Then open Blender, head to the Assets tab. Here you can find all the neoclassical elements you can drop right into your Blender workspace. The trick, take advantage of the speed afforded by this pack and gain time, is to first block the silhouette of the facade you envision creating, play with different elements of this pack, before committing to the final shape and making the necessary edits to finalize this building. Next, we will be placing the pieces for the ground level of the facade. We will place the entrance at the center and try to abide by the law of symmetry. Then add the side blocks by duplicating and mirroring the blocks around the building axis. Because this is a residential building, we will modify the central piece and add to it a big entry door. Add the facade spaces and place them around the entry block to give it more grandeur and set it as a visual focal point, then add the coins at the corners of the building. Next, for the upper levels, choose a window style that suits your vision of the building and place them above the ground level blocks at the sides. Duplicate the elements and mirror them around the building axis. For the central window, choose a different window style and place it at the center. From the asset browser, select a pilaster element and place it around the central window, above the ground floor facade separators. Duplicate the upper level blocks and place them on the top to form the third level. Now is the time to edit the used elements to form a continuous and coherent facade. Select the window blocks that still have spaces between them, enter edit mode and extend or stretch the walls onto the adjacent elements. Scale the pilasters to span the height of 2 stories, like in here, I have given then the height of 5 meters. 85. Extend the pilasters' base moldings to fill the width of the facade. Then adjust the above window's height to sit right on the ridge. In neoclassical architecture there is a prominence of separation elements, among them, floor overhangs, that protrude to sequence the facade. You can make them from a basic cube, modify it to give a convincible trim molding. Extend it to fill the whole width of the facade. Add small balcony extrusions to the windows to form the characteristic French balconies. Duplicate and place them below the rest of the windows. Next, we will add a balcony to the final central window. For that, choose a baluster style you like, add the balcony run and rail, and add the posts at the 2 ends of the balcony. Adjust the number of baluster you need. Add a balcony slab by either shaping it from a standard cube or import one from the Blender file you downloaded. Now choose a balcony console or corbel from the asset browser to support the balcony and place 2 of them below the slab. Duplicate one of the coins and move it to the top. In edit mode, remove the lower part by cutting through all the faces using the knife tool, and then delete the lower part. To keep the coins, select 2 of the stone faces, then select similar by area, deselect one side of the faces and keep the other side only. Make sure the Auto Merge Vertices option, and the option Split Edges and Faces are turned on, to move those faces flat with the wall. Repeat this with the stones of the other side. Now select all those flattened faces and change their material to wall_default. Duplicate and mirror this coin to the other side of the building. Now for the roof, we will be placing dormer windows, so from the asset browser drag and drop a roof window model you like, and duplicate it around on top of each window of the lower level. Select a different dormer roof window for the central piece. A round window will keep with the idea of rounded windows at the center of the facade. Make sure to center all the windows and blocks with those below and above them, before extending the faces. In edit mode, make sure that the correct face attributes is checked under options, otherwise it might stretch the textures applied. Now is the time to edit the used elements to form a continuous and coherent facade. Select the window blocks that still have spaces between them, enter edit mode and extend or stretch the walls onto the adjacent elements. Join the roof segments into one object, merge the meshes and faces for the UV to span the whole length of the facade. From the asset library, choose a balcony iron guard that suits your vision, place it next to one of the windows and adjust it to sit at the center. Now, because the windows are duplicate links, just join the balcony guard to one of the windows to make it duplicated to all the other windows. Add a cube, resize it to the width and height of the building, and place it behind the facade too from the gable walls. Resize the roof depth and the building depth to make it look realistic. Insert a cube and stretch it to form the ground and sidewalk, as well as the road. For the 2 property walls on both sides of the building, insert a balustrade post from the asset library, modify it by removing unneeded geometry, resizing it, and extending the runs to make the lower part of the wall. Copy the ironwork of the lower windows of the facade, rescale the vertical bars, and trun them into an array. Fit the rest of the horizontal bars and volutes to the width of the wall. Now duplicate and mirror these sides around the building. Add a plane, scale it and place it behind one of the windows, duplicate it and place it behind the rest of the windows. Adjust the size of the plane to fit the size of the windows. Download a texture of white curtains from the internet and assign it as a material to these planes. To finish, make all the needed adjustments by scaling the elements so they fit well together. You can use your own textures for more realism. All the meshes have materials applied to different parts of the mesh. So replacing the textures is as easy as changing the materials in the material slots. So as we have just seen, this assets pack is a definitive must-have in your arsenal. Your work will go from hundreds of hours to just a couple to finish your projects. Check the links below while it is still on sale.